The fight just ended within under a minute. So we knew going into this fight that Johnny Fisher was a bona fide heavyweight. We knew that Alan Babbage had fought at heavyweight, but his better days were at Bridgerweight or Cruiserweight. Bridgerweight, in fact. But even say his better days, he got knocked out in one round by the guy that Lawrence Zakola just stopped to become WBC Bridgerweight title champion, world champion. Um, I want to talk about something that I see reoccurring in boxing, like the same mistakes being made over and over and over again. It's like the same people are watching boxing, and it's the same things that keep happening over again. Let me explain. So Alan Babbage, when he was unbeaten and he was knocking people out, people found him exciting. But like from day one, I've been saying, if you fight with your face, eventually it's all going to catch up with you. So Babbage kept fighting with his face, and he got into some exciting fights. But in those exciting fights, it was his power that got him through it. But the guys who were hitting him on the chin were not punching hard enough. So what ends up happening? What ends up happening in the end is that with Babbage, he was going to end up fighting a guy who could actually punch and would actually knock him out, because if you give somebody enough space and enough time to hit you on the chin, you keep leaving your chin up in the air. That's what's going to happen to you. You know, um, doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter how you say it. At the end of the day, the writing is on the wall. If you fight with your chin in the air and you've got no defense and you're blocking punches with your face, whereas a lot of people out there are excited and enjoy that stuff, at the end of the day, that's not boxing. Boxing's about hitting and not getting hit. So Alan Babbage is a classic example of a fighter that was anti-boxing, because boxing is hit and not get hit, and Babbage and fighters like that have a short shelf life in boxing, because as they move up the levels, they get hit and get found out. So okay, he gets knocked out at Bridgerweight for the world title because he's just so open. He's got no defense. Okay, but then he has a couple of fights on the comeback trail. Then he's in another fight again with a guy who can punch very hard with those same issues. He doesn't move his head, leaves his chin in the air. What's going to happen? Just something's going to happen. So he had his chin in the air, got caught with a shot, caught with another shot, and he got quick with a combination and got knocked and got stopped on his feet. I've always said fighters fight in patterns. No matter what they say, fighters fight, for the most part, fighters fight in patterns. That's your general boxer. The guys that make the adjustments are good. And the guys that can make the adjustments on the fly when they're against other great fighters are elite. My point is this: it seems time and time and time again in boxing, there are people like Alan Babbage, and there's more people like Alan Babbage around that fight with their face. And it's only a matter of time before they get punched up. And I can hear somebody in the background saying, "What about Golovkin? He never got punched up and he fought with his face." Well, see, Golovkin, as far as I'm concerned, he never fought the very best. I know he fought Canelo. I know he fought Canelo, but I wouldn't call Canelo like a Julian Jackson type puncher, because if he fought someone like Julian Jackson, or Gerald McClellan or a Nigel Benn, them type of heavy hitters, right? Golovkin's career might have been shortened as well. Do you understand? Golovkin though has got boxing skill to add with that. My point is this: that ultimately you can't fight like that in boxing. Did Babic learn his lesson? Like when he got knocked out by Rosinski or whatever his name, I think it was Rosinski he got knocked out by. When he got knocked out there, he changed his trainer. But you can change your trainer, have the same mentality. I mean, I remember him talking in the press conference, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've got confidence in my chin again." Well, the best chin in the world is one that doesn't get hit. I mean, we know this. So you're talking about having confidence in your chin, which tells me that you really haven't made the adjustments necessary to keep that chin tucked in. It means that you're going to go out there and make those same mistakes again. So Alan Babbage hasn't learned the lesson. So, that's the way he's going to fight forever. You get knocked out once, and the embarrassment of getting knocked out once will make you think, you know what, let me not get hit with those, because if I get hit with big shots, then I'm going to get knocked out. But it's like, that's when you just fly in the face of common sense, or fly in the face of good advice, or fly in the face of a train that tells you, you've got to do this, you've got to do this, you've got to do this. No, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Regardless of what I've been taught in the gym, I'm going to go and do my own thing. And of course, when you try and do your own thing and not listen to your trainer, this is what happens to you. So, all these people that like to see fighters who are anti-boxing, all these people that like to see fighters on the way up that are getting hit with big shots. They're swallowing big shots up, and you're saying they're good fighters. And another one, I'm talking now about Ben Whittaker. See that one right there? That did him as well. Because he might not get hit as many big shots, but he's getting hit with shots. He's getting hit shots, and he's not even fighting, right, top 10 British fighters. And he's getting hit with shots, and he's meant to be elusive. And he's getting hit with shots. So God only knows what's going to happen when he fights. Like, if he says he's going to beat Boatia and Dan Aziz now, God only knows, because he hasn't got the punching power to keep guys like that off. So it doesn't look great, but people will jump behind the hype. Now they talk about Johnny Fisher and Eddie Hearn. See, Hearn talks too damn much. I've said it before, and I said he doesn't do his fighters any favors. We're putting the world on. We're gonna put the world on standby. The world heavyweight on standby. We're gonna put the world. We're putting the world heavyweights on standby. But why would you be putting him on standby? Why are we putting the world on standby? You just knocked out a guy that fights with his face. You know, I mean, Derek Chisol's going to give you different challenges. Joe Joyce is going to give you different challenges. And punching power line, you've got a puncher's chance. You can see the mentality there. You've got a puncher's chance. You've not got a boxing ability. Boxing, a puncher's chance. I'll stick me in there with anyone. I've got a puncher's chance. Well, when you start talking like you've got a puncher's chance, well, yeah, that's nice and good, but ultimately, you're going to need some boxing ability as you start moving on the guys, because everyone can punch. So you're going to need boxing ability. And yes, Fisher did what he had to do tonight. He did what he had to do tonight. The way he was jumping around the ring afterwards is like he KO'd King Kong. He beat Alan Babbage, a guy that got knocked out in a low weight division. And he fights with his face. So and even in Babbage, when he was fighting, he got caught with a big shot. Instead of you you get hit with the first shot, kind of like, all right, I got hit with that shot. Let me stay away from this guy. No, you stand in the pocket and carry on getting hit. Yeah, because the first shot he got hit with, he wasn't stunned. He wasn't stunned by the first shot. Okay, I got hit with a big shot. Let me see out this first one. Use the jab and maneuver around this guy. I've got faster hands than this guy. Let me maneuver my way around this guy. What was the strategy? No, go straight at him. Then you get hit with a big shot. You get hit with another big shot. You still haven't made the adjustments. And this is why we talk about boxing IQ. So lessons are learned. It's not just about having a big punch and being able to take a punch. You've got to be able to make adjustments. So if you're getting hit, get out, move out of the way. He didn't do any of that. He stood right in front of Fisher, a guy physically bigger than him, a guy physically stronger than him, younger than him. So I don't know what he was trying to do. So it's okay going and changing your trainings, but if you don't change your mindset, the same results will happen. So like I said, lessons are to be learned. Not just with Alan Babbage. Alan Babbage is the example. Lesson to be learned. As for Johnny Fisher, again, I think He's beating Babic tonight, which is nice. But this thing about world boxing, yeah, you keep that high, just keep that quiet at the moment. You say, listen, let's win your British title. Let's win your British title. Let's win a Commonwealth title. Let's win a European title before we start talking about putting the world heavyweights. No, no. Just win a British title. Do that first. Accomplish that. That's a big accomplishment because a lot of British fighters never won the British title. I don't think Bruno was British champion. I don't think he was British heavyweight champion. Frank Bruno? Or was he? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe he was British champion. I could be wrong there. One of them didn't fight for. One of them guys didn't fight for a British title. I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, but let's see if he can get a. Let's see if Johnny Fisher can get a British title. That'd be the first thing. Get yourself a British title, mate. Get yourself a British title. That would be an accomplishment in itself, I think. Um, get yourself a British title. Let's see how you do with that. Um, and see how that goes. People can get excited about unbeaten fighters. Well, we should learn lessons that knocking over people you're meant to knock over doesn't mean anything. It only starts to mean something when you are the underdog and you overcome what people thought you couldn't do. Or you're in a fight where you're matched 50-50. So we should learn the lessons not to get overexcited about fighters. We say, oh, you had a couple of amateur fights. Well, that tells you the depth of his boxing ability. You can't match him now with a guy who's gone to the Olympics and done all that, and it'd be mad to do that. So we always need to put things at the back of our mind when we talk about these fighters, and when the promoter's shouting up, and that's his job to do, shout up and down and say, yeah, yeah, we'll put you around the elite heavyweights. No, no, stop. Just behave yourself. Behave yourself and tell the truth. Let's get this guy a British title fight. What they can do is keep packing that copper bosh out with guys that are not up to standard or faded fighters. That's what they can do. If they're smart, they will take Fisher down the Ricky Hatton route, which is what Frank Warren did. You fill out arenas, give him a minor title, defend like a he had a WBU championship, yeah, and you just let Fisher learn on the job, fighting these guys without the pressure. Because once you start shouting out world heavyweights like the way Hearn's talking about, you expose your fighter to a whole heap of stuff that he doesn't need to be exposed to. When are we going to learn these lessons? Keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. He's a prospect. He's a good young fighter. He's a young heavyweight. He's talented heavyweight. He punches like a mule. Yeah, you can say all those things. But when you put the world heavyweights on alert because you knocked out Alan Babic, that's not putting the heavyweights on alert. It's not. So lessons to be learned, really, truly. How far can Johnny Fisher go? I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see him against a guy who's going to hit him on the chin. He's going to take his punches and hit him back. That's what we need to see from Johnny Fisher. Who would I put Johnny Fisher in with next? The type of guy I'd put Johnny Fisher in with. The name Bert Cooper came to mind. Not obviously Bert Cooper is not around. He's not with us anymore. But a guy who's got a decent chin. He's coming to fight. He can throw his own bombs and he doesn't mind giving it a go. So who would that be? What sort of heavyweight? A heavyweight to put Johnny Fisher. I have to look at a heavyweight. Not sure. Herkovich? No, I wouldn't put Johnny Fisher with Herkovich because Herkovich can box and he can punch and he's got a nice jab. No, I wouldn't take that fight. I wouldn't take that fight. Give me some names. Give me some other names. Give me some other heavyweight names. Or taking Derek Chisora comes to mind. You know, even Tony Yoka his name came to mind as well. Tony Yoka, yes, that'd be a bit interesting fight. I'll take a Tony Yoka fight. Um, Johnny Fisher, Martin Bacoli, interesting fight. Yes, you're seeing it now. Bacoli, just mentioned the name there. Bacoli, yes. Chisora, Dillian White. He's got the punching power that's there. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's going to need a little bit more than punching power. The only reason why I'm saying Dillian White is because I think his punch resistance is one that is questionable. I mean, Jermaine Franklin's not a big puncher. He can box. He's got some skills there. That'd be nice to see. I tell you the sort of guy that would be good for him now. Like I know he's finished now, but Kingpin Johnson, that type of guy. Bacoli, yeah, Bacoli's good, but Bacoli carries some power, and he can be dangerous. The thing with Bacoli though, Bacoli fights. He's another one. He's another one of these Babiches, right? Who fights with his chin in the air and has got no defense. You watch Martin Bacoli when he fights. He has not. I don't think Bacoli has developed from the Michael Hunter defeat because he's another one that fights with his face. He's another one that fights with his face. Um, if Jared Anderson is smart, he'll pick his shots. He'll pick his shots against Bacoli because Bacoli will give him his chin. And he's still doing that nonsense pitter patter stuff with the jab. So, Bacoli would be a good fight. You know who would be a good fight for Johnny Fisher? Strangely enough, Joe Joyce. You know, even better still, Cash Ali. Cash Ali versus Johnny Fisher. That's a good fight. Cash Ali, Johnny Fisher. Good fight. Good fight. I'd make that fight next. That's a good fight because it's a good fight because you deal with now ticket sales. Ticket sales will be one, characters two, styles. I think the styles might gel for that fight actually. I know Cachet likes to do a bit of running, but I think the both of them will have plenty to say to one another. Good fight. I think Fisher mentioned Herkovich in his post-fight interview. No, he sparred with Herkovich. He said he sparred with him. So, yeah, he said he sparred with Herkovich. Sparring with Herkovich and fighting Herkovich are two different things. Dave Allen, that's another fight I would take. Dave Allen versus Johnny Fisher. That Dave Allen's a good fight for Johnny Fisher actually, because Allen's pretty durable. He'll stick around a bit and he'll have a little bit of a go. Dave Allen. Um, I've totally lost. I've totally lost that of my heavyweights in America. That dude that beat the dude that beat who just fought the other day in Riyadh season. Oh, he just won. Jack Massey. Jack Massey versus against Fisher. Jack Massey. I think Fisher. Trevor Bryan. Yeah, Trevor Bryan. Yes, that's another good opponent. Um, that heavyweight that dropped to Dubois. He's pretty tasty. I think he's Aussie. The guy that dropped Dubois. Come up to heavyweight division. He'll be tasty because he's got a bit of a punch on him. He'll have a go. So he'll be a good fight. And the guy that fought Dubois, what's that African dude's name? That gave Dubois' first fight. He'd be alright. I tell you another good fight. Fraser Clark. Fraser Clark. I'd stick him with Fraser Clark tomorrow. Fraser Clark and Johnny Fisher. Because you can't tell me that Fraser Clark's got. He's had 112 round against Fabio Wardley. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't put him with Fabio Wardley, but I'll put him with Fraser Clark because Fraser Clark. No disrespect to Fraser Clark, he's a lump. He's not going anywhere, and he's probably more likely to get hit with the big shots. Whereas Wardley's got fast hands. He can hit you with the hand. He's an awkward type of guy, Fabio Wardley. No, that's not a good fight for Fisher. But Clark, I'd stick him in with Clark. Definitely stick him with Clark. Yeah, Rick Lati, Lewis Ortiz. No, 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 no. I won't put him with Rich Ortiz. Lorena, yes. Trevor Bryant, yes. Richard Lati, yes. We'll take that fight. Lewis Ortiz, yeah, no, 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 no. See, there's a danger of Lewis Ortiz, though. You see, he's older. But you look at the guys that have beaten Lewis Ortiz, like guys like Andy Rees, Charles Martin. There's a good fight for him. Charles Martin. Charles Martin. Depends what Charles Martin turns up, because that Charles Martin that fought um, Anderson the other day, he carried Anderson because he hurt Anderson and he could have finished Anderson off. Um, Gerald Washington, Dominic Brazil, them couple of guys would be good for Fisher now, because their names, their American names, people know who they are. You know, so those are guys I would stick a Fisher with. They're past their best, but still a name. You know, I don't know too much about Fisher's boxing ability, to be honest with you. I know he can punch. The rest I don't know. Adelaide, he's really fighting for the. He's fighting Solomon Dorcas. His name is. He's fighting Solomon Dorcas for the. I think they're fighting for the British title. Southern era British. No, they're fighting for the English title. So Adelaide knows out the question. Oh, Sokolowski. Sokolowski. Next fight, Sokolowski versus Fisher. Even Sokolowski, I'll take. Sokolowski, he experienced, takes a good shot, will throw punches back. Sokolowski, good fight. Good fight. David Adelaide would be a good fight as well for Fisher. Another good fight. There's some exciting fights for Fisher to have. Yeah, so the young man has got a lot of potential. But like I said, no need to be talking about world honours with him. Let's get him into the British title mix. Even the Commonwealth title. Even going down the Commonwealth route. She can get some good fights there. Good African fights she can get there in the Commonwealth. Good fights from Canada, um, North America, Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, you can get some good fights there. Of course, just across Europe as well. So, yeah, you should go for the Commonwealth title. It'd be nice for him. Stay away from, what's this boy's name? You know, it would be a fun fight. Johnny Fisher versus Abdusalamov. The guy that this boy just beat up the other day. I can see his face now. Ajit Kabayel. Stay away from Ajit Kabayel. But I'd put him, Abdusalamov. Easy put him in with him. He's just big. I don't think he's got great boxing ability. And if Fisher can get inside and let shots go, that'd be an exciting fight. But that'd be another fight I'd like to see as well. Right. Let me get out of here now. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, share the video. It's good to be back. And when you do hit the subscribe button, a lot of you are not hitting the subscribe button. A lot of you have subscribed. Check and see if you still subscribed. But most importantly, check the notification bell that says all. A lot of you are not pushing the all button. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the all button. And of course, check me out over at BWTM Gaming, or you just check the playlist and you see the latest games I've got there. FIFA 24, well, FC 24. I've got my Tottenham team. I'm not a Tottenham fan, but I got Tottenham to win the Premiership with Vincent Kompany. I'm using it as tactical view, which means it's just tactical. Miller's fighting Ruiz, tactical, which means I only play the game via tactics. I don't actually play the actual game itself. It's just tactics, buy players, sell players, put the formations together, substitutions, that sort of stuff. So have a look at it. It's quite fun, quite good. And then you can look at the videos, and if you like it, hit the subscribe button. Also playing the Avengers at the moment over there as well. So I might start playing Final Fantasy as well. But anyway, thank you so much. Enough of the small talk. Thank you so much for watching. Much appreciated. You've been watching Fisher versus Babic post-fight reaction with BWTM Sports. Thanks again.